John Paul II could be declared a saint this year after a Vatican committee approved a second miracle attributed to the Polish Pope's intercession. The Congregation for the Causes of Saints ruled an inexplicable recovery on May 1, 2011 was due to the late Pope's intercession, Ansa reported. Earlier that same day he had been beatified after a first miracle was attributed to his intervention. Pope Francis must now give his approval before a canonization date is set. Canonization is the final step in the official process that declares a deceased person to be a saint. Speedy process. At a plenary meeting of the congregation on Tuesday, cardinals and bishops mooted a canonization ceremony taking place in December, sources told Ansa. One possible date would be December 8, on which Catholics celebrate the feast of the Immaculate Conception, which this year falls on a Sunday. John Paul II could be canonized at the same time as John XXIII, Vatican sources suggested. Venerated by Catholics as the Good Pope, John XXIII was elected in 1958 and convened the Second Vatican Council in 1962, but died the following year before it was finished. Canonization requires the attribution of one further miracle to the intercession of the candidate after they have been beatified. The Vatican has not revealed details about the second miracle in John Paul II's case. It was reportedly deemed an inexplicable recovery by a panel of doctors before being approved last month by a board of the Congregation for the Causes of Saints theologians. John Paul II died in 2005 aged 84 and was beatified by his successor Benedict XVI in May 2011. Among a crowd hundreds of thousands strong on St. Peter's Square was French nun Marie-Simon Pierre, who says she was cured of Parkinson's disease after praying for the intervention of the late Pope little more than a month after he died. Some question the Church's speed in beatifying John Paul II just 6 years after his death. Although widely regarded as one of the great popes of modern times, his 26-year pontificate was tarnished by his handling of the clerical sex abuse scandal that has rocked the global Church. Critics say other of the Church's deep-seated problems, such as its dysfunctional management and financial scandals at the Vatican Bank, stem from shortcomings of his pontificate. John Paul II reformed the sainthood process in 1983, making it faster, simpler, and cheaper. The office of devil's advocate, an official whose job was to try to knock down the case for sainthood, was eliminated, and the required number of miracles was dropped. The idea was to lift up contemporary role models of holiness in order to convince a jaded secular world that sanctity is alive in the here and now, says veteran Vatican analyst John Allen. The result was that John Paul II beatified and canonized more people than all previous popes combined.